The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. For your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long.
For those of you who don't know me, I am Amy, the eldest grandchild of Penny. I am honored to share some of my memories of my Gram today. My grandmother influenced me greatly as I grew up. When I was a very young girl, she and my grandfather moved to Yonkers, New York, which was relatively close to my home. They lived in Yonkers from the time I was 3 until I was 12 years old, so I was lucky to have her be a big part of my childhood. What I remember most from those early years is the loving home that my grandparents had. We spent almost every Sunday at their apartment after church for dinner. We would often talk about church and what was going on in our lives and at school. But what sticks out in my memories the most is the intangible, that feeling of love and acceptance that was created there, not just for our family, but for any friend or visitor who came over, or even for anyone we ever spoke about. I believe my Gram quietly created and maintained that feeling. When I became a teenager, Gram and Papa moved here to Lakeland, and my brother Jeff and I enjoyed coming to visit. Now I was older and getting more of a sense about the importance of service in the lives of my grandparents. Sure, I had always known they spent their lives serving in Cameroon and their congregations in Pittsburgh and Yonkers, but I had not yet been mature enough to really get it until they were here in Lakeland. I'll never forget serving Easter dinner with them to folks at Talbot House. Also, Gram would always talk about the kids at the school where she volunteered, or the friends she would pick up and drive around because they were unable to do so themselves. Her devotion to her Westminster Presbyterian Church family was also very clear to me. I learned undoubtedly that my Gram was definitely a woman who rarely talked the talk about being a good person. She was too busy walking the walk. In my early 20s, Gram and I drove from Cape Cod down to the DC area together, which took us with traffic around 10 hours. This was after a family vacation with my cousins, aunts, and uncles. Now, my Gram was always the woman in our family who let everyone else take center stage. She never monopolized conversation or planning or anything. She quietly held everyone else up and let them shine. So on this drive, I was thrilled to hear her talk about herself for hours. She talked about growing up in Coriopolis and about her parents and sisters. She talked about her father wanting to see his church through the Great Depression and about attending the College of Worcester during World War II. As a side note, I learned the reason she always drank her coffee black is because she started drinking it during the war when milk was rationed. And if you knew my Gram, you know she loved her coffee. Moreover, on our drive, she talked about the importance of the supportive church congregations she always had and how they, along with her faith in God, have always been a foundation of strength for her in her life. Also, she talked about how blessed she felt to have taken a wonderful road trip with her sister Betsy a few summers earlier, nearing the end of Betsy's life. Throughout my life, my Gram has been a role model, someone whom I aspire to be more like. She had the ability to make everyone feel loved like a brother or sister. Everyone. She was so open-minded and non-judgmental, always accepting and welcoming change in our family and in the church, and accepting everyone for who they are, despite flaws or differences in lifestyle or opinions. She truly saw and brought out the best in the people who were lucky enough to be around her. The beautiful knitted scarves and blankets that she made for many of my family members will serve as a reminder of the warmth and comfort she always provided us. While cleaning out my grandmother's things recently, my mom found a note that I had written to Gram when I was a young girl, right around Thanksgiving time. I wrote that I was thankful for her, basically because she always made me feel loved and at home. I ended the note by writing, quote, "You are the nicest person I know." And since then, I still have not met a nicer person.
Granddaughter Vanessa is serving in China and was not able to be here, but she sent a poem, and Jeff is going to read it.
This is a poem called Always There by Oliver Mbamara. I am like Orhi, the Iroko tree. I have seen winds and waves. I have stood the storms and thunder. Yet at my feet lies Onu'ia'ama, the little lovely lake of spring, where sits a swimming pool for kids. Every day I see kids come and go, happy that they can swim and play. I am like Duru Ijoe's rock. Yes, I am like the rock of Gibraltar. I have seen the harshest weathers and the wildest beasts of the jungle. Yet, at my feet flows the cleanest water. And every day, many in need do come to stoop and fetch my gifts of spring, happy that enough does flow for all. I am like Ayla, the earth, yes. I am the ground on which you stand. I carry all that is placed on me, yet I bother no one to carry me. You may try to run the best you can, a mile or two or a nation far. I am and will be there under your feet, happy despite your march in pounds. I am like Ugwa, the moment now. I have seen the past meet the future. I have seen ages come and go, and generations of people born and die. In me, on me, events take their place. Yes, I am what time is to change. I am ageless as well as timeless, and surely, too, I am always there.
A time together. But 7 years ago, when my dad died, my mother was faced with a lonely, boring existence. Peg Neely visited her every single day she was at the home. She did not miss a day. And every time we would call my mother and we would visit with her, it was always the same. I don't know what I'm going to do without Peg. She came in the morning, she dressed her, she read to her, she walked around, took her around, and when she could hardly walk herself, you would see her leaning on the wheelchair and the walker, taking her outside around the lake. When we got together for the last time at my mother's 100th birthday party, my brothers and I were talking about what to do after Mom left. And we had these plans. We were going to find out when Peg's birthday was, and we were going to send her presents on her birthday. We were going to send her flowers on her Valentine's Day. We were going to send her a poinsettia at Christmas, and flowers at Mother's Day to let her know how much we loved her and appreciated what she had done for us, and especially for my mother. We'll never get the chance to do that. But I think the second best thing we can do is to thank the Neely family for sharing their sister, their mother, and their grandmother with the Pearsons.